You want to join me from that side?
Until I'm needed.
That works for me too. New people joining us there. I haven't figured out what I'm looking at on the other feed yet. Welcome everybody to a super hot Tuesday.
A super hot Tuesday.
Super hot
I didn't
Tuesday.
look to see what the temperature was.
I think last time I looked at my phone it said 35.
Yeah, well.
It is not 35 in the store. I'm wearing a sweater. We have air conditioning. I'm gonna move in here for the week. There's enough blankets that I can make a pretty cool fort.
I think so.
For bedtime for my kids. So, welcome everybody.
Who's there?
Rhonda and Tina and Teresa. Lovely to see you guys.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna do like super short little announcements, and then Barb has stuff. She came to me and she's like, "This is what I want to talk about today." I was like, "That is a great idea."
Nothing too hard.
It's too hot for hard things today.
Yeah.
So we're doing easy things today. First up on the announcements, we are closed for Canada Day. So we're closed July 1st for in-person shopping. However, we are open online 24/7. And if you're shopping online, some of you who've been watching regularly know what I'm going to say next. We have our Summer of Sewing giveaway. So at the end of the summer, we are giving away a Brother NQ 575 sewing machine. And to get entered in the draw for that, you need to spend $50 before tax and shipping in our online store. And you'll get entered. A couple of little points of note there. You can still do curbside pickup. So if you still want to come to the store, shop for the stuff you actually need from home, and then come in and pick up all the fancy goodies that you might want afterwards. While you're in the store, and we can do that, but that online shopping will get you entries into the draw for the sewing machine, as well as weekly giveaways. So that'll be lots of fun. The other thing that we'd like to remind you about is upcoming on July 14th, we've got our OSD virtual event. So free event to attend. It's going to be live on our website for 24 hours. You'll be able to watch and get all the information and then shop the promos. I finalized pricing today. I have it all in my hands. So pricing is great. Like really, 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 really good. For 10 to 60% off select OSD products, which stabilizers, design CDs, bundles, the works, all that good stuff. It's all coming your way. Also, tomorrow I need to finalize numbers for our Kimberbell Day at the Fair event, which is running July 28th. So if you're on the fence about that, get registered. You can call us to register. You can join us from anywhere in Canada. We are doing that event virtually. If you're really super new to your embroidery machine and you would like a little bit more hand-holding, we do have space for a couple people here in the store. And if you're thinking you'd like to get into embroidery and you've never tried a machine before, you could probably be one of our in-store participants, and I could set you on one of our floor models. So give us a call. We do have a couple options there, but I do need to finalize our numbers so we have the right number of kits here come event day and have time to get them in the mail for anybody who's not close by. So that's that big rigmarole.
Lots of other things.
Lots of other things.
In the works, but
yeah, that's the big stuff today. I'm going to hand it off to Barb. Do watch our e-news for all the other info. And you can watch us on YouTube or on Facebook. We've got options. We'd love to see you in both places.
I just have to remember how many buttons to push.
You have 2 to end. They both say end now.
Oh, good.
It'll be easier.
I can figure that part out.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Been a busy day in here today. I think it's because it's air conditioned.
That could be. Yeah. That could be.
You're welcome to come see us.
But
we do have air
I was
conditioning.
teaching this afternoon.
Yeah.
Too.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna bow out and let Barb come in.
Thanks,
and we'll
Leah.
see you guys another day.
Okay, so I don't have anything you have to work at today. Isn't that nice? No projects, no no learning, nothing's going to make your head hurt. So, have you ever had one of those I don't know why I didn't think of that before moments? So, well, I had one on the weekend. We had like most people who, as the years go by, you end up having to replace things. So we had to replace our stove. It was 18 years old. It didn't owe us anything. So we went with an induction stove, which meant I had to buy a couple of new pots. All right. So we were in our local home decor type store, and we're poking around and we found our pots, and we went over to the bed linens section because hey, who doesn't love fabrics and bed linens? Ooh, yeah. And with the hot weather, you know, we gave up on the down duvet couple months ago, switched to the silk duvet. Okay, still kind of a little too warm. And boy, what goes around comes back around. You live to be a certain age and you see it all come back, because here there were shelves and shelves of what I would think of as bedspreads, but they're now calling them quilts or coverlets. And they were gorgeous. They were subtle prints or solid colors, very thin and delicate, just perfect, perfect, perfect for the hot weather that we're having, and exquisitely quilted, heavily quilted. They reminded me of the type of coverlet. It's called matelasse. I had to look that up. And it comes down through the French. It's a type of quilting that isn't really quilting, because it's not layered fabric with something in between and then stitched. It's just the stitching on top of it, but it gives you that heavily bubbled kind of quilted look. If you happen to go online and look it up, you'll see all kinds of them. So we had shelves and shelves of these coverlets with the quilting on them. Some of it's more elaborate, some of it is a little simpler, and I went, we can do that. We can do that here at the store for you. And the advantages are, first of all, you're going to have much better quality fabric in your coverlet. Secondly, you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. So what I've got Dawn to put out here behind me is just a very small selection of our extra wide fabrics, because the ones that I was looking at in the store were 106 inches by about 93. Well, our extra wides are 106 to 108 inches. So even if you're working with a king size bed, you can easily do a whole cloth cover to cover it with no problem. So I've got one here that I can hold up for you. This is just a very, very soft, subtle kind of a purple. And I wanted to hopefully demonstrate to you how delicate, how soft these fabrics are. I think a lot of our extra wides are just a little bit softer. They're designed for quilt backings. So they're not quite as stiff as some of our standard fabric. You could certainly do this with standard fabric, but there are so many gorgeous extra wides. I love some of these soft grays. If you want something a little more vibrant, we've got the turquoises, the swirls, and this one. This one is, this is amazing. Look at this. Wouldn't that be fun on a man's bed? Maybe you've got a teenage boy. So all you need is a large piece of fabric for the front and another large piece of fabric for the back side. And then we have, I'll grab it here. Ugh. This is our 100% cotton quilt batting, and this is our number 3 batting. So it's very thin, just enough to give it a little stability. So simple, quick, easy peasy, as they say. You layer them, you bring them into me. Well, you don't have to layer them if you bring them into me, because I can do all the work for you. So we get things layered, we put it on the machine, and then we quilt it for you. So I grabbed my book. These are some of our what we call edge-to-edge designs. And the nice thing about doing a whole cloth quilt like this is you don't have to worry about making it too dense, too much quilting. The whole idea is to make it lay nice and flat. And I can show you, quite often we're looking for designs that are looser, more open, softer. The nice thing with our designs is I can make them as dense or as open as I want. And so we could quilt something like this guy all over your quilt. It would be gorgeous, and it would certainly hold the layers together. And it's going to last a lot longer for you because you're starting with top-notch quality ingredients, you might say. This gives you a lovely quilted coverlet or blanket or quilt, whatever you want to call it, that you can then use in place of your duvet, in place of your blankets, your bedspread. It does double duty. And for this hot weather, you don't have to worry about the weight of a blanket or the warmth of some of those lovely duvets. We love the duvets for the colder weather. Look at this guy. Gorgeous design. That would look wonderful on a whole cloth quilt. So now, of course, we can do something more intricate. We can do individual circles and things and blend it that way. We can make it as elaborate as you want it. But I just thought, what a wonderful idea to use our extra wide fabrics, our 108s. I'm going to move that mouse before I squish them. So, like this guy. What a wonderful use for fabric like that. And then you come back and you have a beautiful bed cover that is better looking and better quality than the ones you're getting in the stores. So yeah, there's another design that would look amazing on a whole cloth. I'm pulling them out of the sleeves because we don't want the shine. Even something like this would be really pretty quilted over a whole cloth quilt. There we go. So it's definitely worth looking into. Now you're going, okay, yeah, that's good, but how much is it going to cost me? For an edge-to-edge design like that, not counting the price of the fabric and the batting, is 4 cents a square inch. Doesn't matter how densely I quilt it, still 4 cents a square inch. And then we give it back to you, and all you have to do is put your binding on and put it on your bed. If you want to purchase extra fabric that coordinates, you can make matching pillow shams for your bed, quilted with the same design over it. Of course, you get your choice of thread color because we can match pretty much any of these fabrics with thread. You can have your thread show, or you can have it subtly blend in nicely. If you want something that coordinates with sheet sets that you may already have, we can do that as well. I know for us, sometimes we'll buy the set of sheets, but we only ever use the bottom sheet and the pillowcases. So we have the top sheets left over. And I have in the past taken some of those, sewed them together, bought the big zipper, and made the duvet cover. So that's great for the colder weather, but they're way too hot for this time of year because you've got like 2 sheets and a duvet and it's really heavy. But you could use those king size sheets if you're doing kings, queen size if you're doing queens, even down to a twin. You could certainly do those and bring them in to me, and we'll layer them and quilt them. If you want to use a sheet, because then it's going to coordinate with the linens that you already have, then just pick out the hems around the edges so that we don't get that heavy thickness of fabric when we go to put it on the machine. Give it a good press or run it through the washer and dryer just to get some of those pleats out of it, and we are away. What about baby things? Sometimes we take our time, we want to piece the quilt, but it's not something that we want really well used. We put a lot of time and effort into things. We can do this on a baby quilt as well. If you take layers of fabric and you put the batting in between and you quilt it more densely, it becomes a little bit stiffer, a little bit flatter. So it makes a great pad to put down on the floor or on the grass for the little guys to lie on, to roll around on, to play on. So lots and lots of opportunities. I just thought, I went, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. But yes, you can certainly use our extra wides. Look at this guy. This is part of a series of designs that it's called Sunflower Love. It looks pretty simple that way, but you have to think of that design repeated horizontally and vertically up and down over the whole quilt. It would look spectacular. We even have, I'll show you some good ones for kids, because I think this is a great idea for a kid's quilt. We love to make the pieced quilts for special people in our family, for the sons, the grandsons, the nephews, the nieces, but sometimes that can make them heavy. All of those seams that we're putting in our quilts is just building up layers of fabric. And if the goal is to have a nice light coverlet for the hot weather, maybe a whole cloth is the way you want to go. So how about, yeah, we could do that. We could do that. This is a great series in my handy quilter machine. How about a whole cloth quilt for a little boy with fire engines, dump trucks. There's also a helicopter and a cement mixer in the lineup. So we can make those go across your quilt. We can make them go around your quilt. We can make them go up and down hills if necessary. So that would be really, really fun. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the quilting design that sometimes we lose when we're dealing with the pieced quilts. Here's another fun one for the younger members of the family. I like this guy. And this, again, quilts up very densely. And it's just ABC 1, 2, 3. That would be really, really nice on a baby quilt. That one there. So all of these dense designs that I don't get the opportunity to use too often are going to make the quilting part of your quilt stand out. So, and when you're using that thinner batting, you're not getting a lot of puff. You're not getting a lot of loft. It's just a subtle texture. So when you run your fingers over it, you'll feel it in the right light. That thread is going to have a little bit of shine to it. It's going to look wonderful. We've got some little bunny rabbits there for the kids. If you're thinking of a quilt for maybe a teenage boy who doesn't want a lot of frou-frou, we also have the geometric type designs. This is one of my favorites. It's called Broken Glass. It goes great on hockey themes, and it goes great on Spider-Man. So the geometric designs are a really nice way of putting interest onto a plain piece of fabric without having a flower or a bunny rabbit or something like that. What's another? Oh, even this guy, if you want to stick and be really, really geometric, we use this one a lot. It's called Maze. So for someone who likes things simple, modern, something like that, quilted fairly densely, is going to give a lot of interest to those plain basic fabrics like my nice purple here, or a gray. Like a gray, you could use a gray, like a mottled fabric, something really subtle, and it's going to be modern and pretty much easy to live with in any decor. This is one I've used a whole lot. That guy, that looks so simple. But when you picture that kind of multiplied vertically, running up and down a quilt, and then the row beside it is offset, so the leaves come out even with the curls. It's an amazing design on that one. So yeah, I love all my quilting designs. So let's see here. What do we got? I see Val's joined us, and hi Nicola. Nicola's there. Rose is wondering what days I usually work. Rose, I'm usually here Tuesday through Friday, from store opening till about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I would be happy to see you. What else have we got here? Oh, this is a fun design again for kids. This one's, oh, there goes my, there we go. That one's just arrows, but that would be really fun on a kid's quilt. So now I'm going, yeah, all you guys in your decorating stores, just think what you can do to combat this. So lots of geometric designs, and of course lots of floral designs for people who like the flowers. We've got the heart design, the meandering hearts right here. This is a nice one. And then if you want something denser, we also have this guy. So you can see the difference between them right there. And we can do either of those. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia says hi from Vulcan. I'll bet you it's as hot as Vulcan. Yeah, I'm a Star Trek fan. Hot as Vulcan out there today. So, yeah, beautiful designs. Here's a lovely floral, one of my favorites. Okay, for a little girl's quilt or a big girl's quilt. That's bellflower. Isn't that pretty? So, yeah, every once in a while we get surprised and we look at things with a slightly different eye and we say, hey, I can do that, and I can do it even better than what you can get in the stores. So I just like the idea of having something that's pretty, that's serviceable, because we like things that have a function that we can use, but is also something that is going to be good enough quality that we can wash it, we can throw it in the washer, we can throw it in the dryer, we can pass it on to our kids, to our grandkids. It's something that can become a family heirloom. You got somebody who wants good luck. I have a clover design. I have daisies. I have, oh, this one. I like this one too. Yeah, I like flowers. That's a particularly nice design, stitched fairly densely over an area. Has enough interest that it's not just a plain design. It's got a little bit of flower look to it, a little bit of leaves, but it's not overly floral. So keep it in mind on these hot days when we have nothing better to do than sit around and think up what our next quilting project is going to be. Hey, why not? But yeah, I really got excited about this. And I would love, love, love to do that for somebody out there. So this is just a small selection of our extra wide fabrics. We've got, we had Dawn pull out the sort of pretty pastels today, but we do have darker fabrics, richer looking fabrics. This plaid one here, this gray plaid, comes in two or three other colors. So shouldn't be too much difficulty matching anybody's decor out there. What else? If I don't have a design in my handy dandy little book, I can always go into my computer and have a look and see what other things are there that we maybe don't promote as much because they are a bit too dense for the average quilt. But if you're doing a whole cloth where all of the interest is in the thread work, then that may be something that you want to consider. So lots of fun. I love having these head explosions every once in a while because it can set me off on a whole new train, and I can come into Leah in the morning and say, you know that thing I had planned for Facebook? While I'm doing something else. So any other questions? I'd be happy to answer them. I'd love to see you. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to contact me you want to make an appointment to come in and talk about getting some quilting done, just give me a phone call at the store. Just choose long arm on the auto attendant choices, or you can send me an email. It's longarm@mysewingroom.ca, and I would be happy to talk to you. So that's about it for today. Obviously we won't be here on Thursday because the store's closed for Canada Day. And tomorrow you get to look forward to Sandy, and she's got some Canada celebrations for you. So till then, stay calm, everybody, stay kind, and I'm going to say stay cool in the best way that you possibly can. Look after yourself. When it's hot like this, it can be a little bit dangerous. So take care till next time, and let me make you a whole cloth quilt. I think it would be fun. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk again